All right, let's get into the main item for today. The last couple of weeks, we've been running down kind of dueling top prospect lists. Today, we're going to go through that process with the Twins. We're going to go 1 through 10 in the Twin system and compare notes around how we stacked and organized these guys. We're going to do that across the three of us instead of just two of us today. I'm so excited to go through this process. So what we'll kind of do is start at 1. Introduce the guy that we had at 1, talk through some high level numbers and dig into some questions and wonderings around that particular prospect. We'll head down the list, and as soon as we hit disagreements, we'll kind of get into it and have people weigh in at the end as to which order they agree with the most. So why don't we start with the number 1 prospect in the Twins system? Jeremy, who was that for you?
No surprise, I think, for any of us, it's going to be Walker Jenkins, and really not close. I mean, he's going to be a top 5 prospect globally, so there's not a lot of argument, I don't think, to be made for anybody else just because Walker Jenkins is as high as he is. And I think there's the outside shot that we see him make his debut this year. Maybe less, maybe it's less likely to happen than it is likely to happen, but I think you have someone that isn't really blocked by a lot of people, and he's hit. So as long as he stays healthy, that's the only thing, right? Walker Jenkins needs to stay healthy, and if he stays healthy, there's a great chance that we see him at Target Field this summer.
Yep. Theo.
Yeah, I think we could probably echo that sentiment for all the top 3 guys in the system, because I doubt we're going to differentiate much on who they are. But specifically starting with Jenkins, I think, him ending the season at AA is a clear indication that's where he's going to start the season. I think this regime with the front office has been smart about not rushing the guys up to the majors, unless it's 2021 and Buxton's down and you need someone who can play center field like Gilberto Celestino, but that's not going to happen to Jenkins now that they have Harrison Bader. So I think the big question is, again, it's health, and then how is that bat going to hit in the cold environment? I know Wichita's a little warmer in the early spring than St. Paul is, but by the time I'd say late June, early July, All-Star break, it would not surprise me if that's when we see Walker Jenkins at CHS Field. And just to go back to how we started me being on the show today, I just cannot iterate enough how much people should be going to Saints games this year, because you're going to see the future wave of the Twins, some of these guys who might be making an impact on this team later this year. Jenkins might still be an outside shot. I think if everything goes perfectly, he might be late August, early September call-up. And if that's the case, that's a huge achievement for that 2023 draft and having one of those top 5 guys. And I think it's safe for us to all say the other guy was prep player in that top 5 alongside with him, Max Clark. He's still a great player, but the Tigers seem to be taking a little more time with him. So, if the Twins can kind of have that little nudge of, we got him up to the majors a little ahead of time than this other guy, and he's looking a lot better, that's huge. And I know we were all at the meltdown, and I don't know if Jamie was there for this part, but when Ryan Jeffers was on stage, John and Gleeman asked, since he's been working out with Jenkins, Ryan Jeffers has been working out with Jenkins this offseason. They asked him, what's with him? I mean, what's in the water in North Carolina that he's been drinking that's made him such a pure baseball player? And Jeffers really just iterated on that point that he is built to be a ball player, and the Twins really haven't had anyone like that since Joe Mauer. So it's huge to have someone like that, and it's really exciting to think that he's going to be playing baseball sometime in 2025. We just don't know when it will be.
Yep. Just a bit of a bow on the Jenkins discussion. Appeared in 3 levels in 2024, started at Fort Myers, missed 60 games due to a hamstring strain, but finished, as the guys mentioned, at Wichita, hit 282, 394, 439, good for a 139 combined WRC plus across those 3 levels, 15% walk rate, 13% K rate, 6 home runs, which I think is the criticism that some folks have leveled, has been the home run power hasn't showed up yet, but I would add to that 34 extra base hits. Amazing bat to ball skills, does not chase much, good speed, chance to stick in center field. Hard to imagine much more from a prospect in their age 19 season who missed 60 games of playing time. And the Twins should not be in a rush with Jenkins in 2025. He'll play this whole season at age 20. As you say, Theo, if and when he gets up to St. Paul, folks should be super excited.